Hello everyone, happy Easter! It's Sunday. Hurrah! Happy Easter if you're celebrating, and if you're not, it's Sunday. Great, we've made it this far. I did have great fantasies earlier in the week of creating some amazing Easter bonnet to wear, but as you'll see, I haven't managed to manifest that. It's just me. So, I've had a very lazy day. Some of you will be pleased to hear who've been urging me to take a day off. Really lazy day. But I love singing and I love sending these videos to you and I love getting your messages back. So, here we are. And today I would like to say hello to Eva and Fergus, who've been singing along with their mum and dad in Italy. Eva and Fergus in South Wales. Hello to all of you. And the song that I would like to do today is, this one has been going around in my head for a few days. I realise I probably say that about most of the songs I do, but this one really has. And in fact, when I was riding my bike into the countryside a few days ago, I was singing this at the top of my voice, and I went past this little group of workmen in the street, and they were kind of, what is this, coming down the road singing its head off. So that was me. And the music is by Linda Hirshorn, and she came across this fragment of a poem by the Palestinian poet Mahmoud Darwish. I think she is a Jewish woman. So it's one of those lovely collaborations. And the words are, I have a million nightingales on the branches of my heart. And we sing that twice. And then basically it's singing freedom. And I learnt this along with many of my singers at the end of February in a brilliant workshop that Carol Donaldson came to Chester to do. Thank you, Carol. I think you're watching. And as often happens when I go to a workshop and I'm taught a new song, I go home kind of full of enthusiasm with it and then open a book and there it is. So, sure enough, I had this sitting in my pile of singing books all along, but it's great. I much prefer to learn a song by ear from somebody who knows it, so it's and then to find the music when I get home is a bonus. So it's about freedom, and I was on that day then I was singing it. It was another of those days where I was feeling really I was really struggling with being feeling fenced in, and so it was great to just be out on my bike in the fresh air and the big sky with the fields and singing about freedom. And but I've also been thinking about it with Easter, and Easter being about redemption and new beginnings, and just thinking, wouldn't it be amazing if we took this opportunity to find a freer way of being in our lives going forwards. For me, I feel like I've kind of had to strip back everything and kind of go inwards, a bit like going on a retreat and really kind of working out, well, what's really important to me. Sometimes I have to think about that, and sometimes it's kind of staring me in the face because I'm really missing singing or really missing my family and things like that. So yeah, it was just it just feels like a nice kind of juxtaposition for me about if this were an opportunity for a new start, which Easter is always a reminder to think about that, and this bigger picture, what would my future look like? What would I choose in the future? And certainly a greater sense of freedom. And I will stop talking in a minute. I have really appreciated the freedom during this time of the connection between what I am offering as a teacher and the money being that I'm being paid. And of course there is a connection in that I'm giving and I'm receiving for that. But what I mean is in terms of trying to work out how much it's worth and trying to feel like I am enough and I am worthy enough to ask for that, and to accept when people choose not to give that. That is an ongoing struggle, and I'm sure many of you who are self-employed will understand that, will know that, and also people who are in paid jobs, employed, you know, I don't know what they're called, when you work for somebody else and that somebody else says, I want you to come and do X, Y, Z and I'll pay you this much. Sometimes you can feel really like, well, hang on a minute, I've just done loads for you. And I guess we're seeing that at the moment with people doing incredible jobs at the moment, incredible work out there in the world, keeping us all fed and keeping us cared for, and in some cases keeping us alive. And it's kind of, how do you put price on that? And that whole thing is really difficult. So one of the things that I'm loving and appreciating about this time is not putting a price on things, is just saying, here's my offering, and if you can help me financially, please do, and if not, that's totally fine. And I feel like I've lost a lot of worrying about, am I good enough? Am I doing enough? Am I worth? Are people getting their money's worth? Because everybody's choosing what they're paying. It's really great. So massive, massive gratitude to everyone who sent money. And I've had so many people saying, I'm sorry it's not much, but it's such a gift, any small amount. And if everybody sends a small amount, then that's plenty. It is a lot because you are paying me collectively, not individually. So your small contribution together with everyone else is enough. So it really is enough. Anyway, 7 minutes of waffling. How about that? Let's sing a song. This is quite a tricky song to learn, and what I found when I was learning it in Carol's workshop till the week was that I just really needed to not think about how it went, because my head was going in knots because it felt so complicated. So what I did was record Carol teaching it. So I kind of let it go into my head a bit in the room, but I didn't get it on the day. And then over the next few days, I would play the recording and just kind of, oh yeah, that bit went like that. So I'm not gonna teach this in the way that I probably would if I was in a room, because that would take another 15 minutes. If I was in a room with you, I will sing each line twice, but then I'll just sing it over and over. And I really encourage you to just listen to it, go away, do the washing up, listen to it again, go and sleep, do something else, a couple of days, come back, listen to it again. Really let it just weave into your mind somewhere in the background while you're doing other things. It's a really beautiful song, and I love singing this, just the harmony on its own, the tune on its own. It's just gorgeous. And it is quite tricky. I've sung it now as a round and recorded it. It takes quite a lot of focus to stick with your part, but it's really beautiful. So massive thank you to Carol Donaldson for being generally amazing, but also for sharing this song. And here it is. I have a million nightingales. I have a million nightingales on the branches of my heart. I have a million nightingales on the branches of my heart, singing free there you go, that's how it sounds. So I'm going to sing each line twice, once for you to listen and then once to have a go at singing it back with me. You may need to rewind, and I think it was 8 minutes when I started singing, and have a few goes. I have a million nightingales on the branches of my heart. I have a million nightingales on the branches of my heart. I have a million nightingales on the branches of my heart. I have a million nightingales on the branches of my heart, singing freedom, 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 singing freedom, 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 singing freedom, 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 singing freedom, freedom, freedom. I have. That's where we go into the start again. So I don't want to make this any longer than I need to now, having given you my little sermon at the beginning. So I will sing it. I'll keep an eye on the time, maybe 3 times. And so you can then sing along with it and then try the round at some point. So I have a million nightingales on the branch of my heart, and then the second part comes in with same words, same timing, more or less. Yeah. I have a million nightingales on the branches of my heart. I have a million nightingales on the branches of my heart, singing freedom, 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 singing freedom, freedom, freedom. I have a million nightingales on the branches of my heart. I have a million nightingales on the branches of my heart, singing freedom, 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 singing freedom, freedom, freedom. I have a million nightingales on the branches of my heart. I have a million nightingales on the branches of my heart, singing freedom, 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 singing freedom, freedom, freedom. Lovely. Didn't do that at the end, did I? It's really tricky conducting people that I can't see or hear. So thank you for bearing with me, and yeah, it's great. It's great. It's good enough. It's good enough. So I'm going to leave it there, 15.5 minutes. Lots of love to you all. I hope you've had a good Easter Sunday. I hope you haven't eaten too much chocolate. And I will see you again tomorrow. Lots of love. Bye.